Students, students, as you all know about the new syllabus or revised syllabus given by CBSE, in which few of the portion from this science also has been deleted. So here we have new revised syllabus. According to that, we have all the salt that till now we have done, that is washing soda, baking soda, and sodium hydroxide, which is called to be as caustic soda. These already we have done. Now we have left with two more type of salt that is present, which is called as bleaching powder and plaster of Paris. Most of the thing, most of the portion of the last or earlier syllabus has been deleted, means 30% of the portion is deducted by the CBSE. So if you people want new syllabus, kindly please go through the website, or if you need, then we will send you in this only. Okay, so students, here I am going to start with the last topic of this chapter, that is two more salt is left out. First we will start with bleaching powder. Bleaching powder, it is also a type of salt where the chemical name of bleaching powder is calcium oxychloride. Formula of this bleaching powder is: for calcium we have CO, for oxy we have O, and for chloride we have Cl2. We know that non-metals always exist in the form of 2. That's why here we are having 2. So CaOCl2, that is the chemical formula of bleaching powder. Here common name of this one is bleaching powder, and if it is asked that what is the chemical name of this one, so chemical name is called to be as calcium oxychloride. So now we will just go through the preparation method of calcium oxychloride. This preparation method already we have discussed while discussing about the uses of chlorine. In the uses of chlorine, it was given that chlorine is also used for the preparation of bleaching powder, that we are going to see now. Okay, so here the preparation method of this one is: here chlorine produced as byproduct during the manufacture of caustic soda is used for the manufacture of bleaching powder. It is produced by the action of chlorine gas on dry slaked lime, that is CaOH2. The following reactions takes place. Here for preparing bleaching powder, we have to take slaked lime, which is also called to be as calcium hydroxide. It is the chemical name, and the common name of this one is slaked lime. When we pass this slaked lime into the chlorine gas, then here it will give rise to bleaching powder, which is also called to be as calcium oxychloride, with the byproduct, that is water. The solution is milky because some unreacted lime is still present. That's why here the color of this one seems to be milky. Okay. Now we have properties of bleaching powder. First property, that is color and state. It is yellowish white powder. The color of this one is yellow, and it is in powdery form. It means the state of this one is solid. Next, action of air. Action of air means whenever we are passing this bleaching powder into the air, then what type of product they will form. So when it composed to the air, we know that air, it is a combination of various type of gases, and all the product has its ability to react with the different type of gases in the different way. So here whenever we are exposing this bleaching powder into the air, it gives a smell of chlorine because carbon dioxide present in the air react with the bleaching powder liberated chlorine, because here this calcium or bleaching powder react with the carbon dioxide which is present in the air. Okay, and after reacting, this one is going to form calcium carbonate by the release of chlorine gas. That's why here the smell of chlorine comes out, because chlorine release in the form of gas. Okay, earlier it was in the form of compound, that's why we cannot smell the odor of chlorine separately, but here as it react with the carbon dioxide, a new product is going to form, that is called as calcium carbonate with the release of chlorine gas. Now we have solubility in water. Solubility, it means whenever we are dissolving this type of salt into the water whether it is soluble or not. So, it is soluble in cold water. The milkiness in the solution is due to the fact that bleaching powder contains some unreacted lime which is insoluble in water. So, whenever we are dissolving this bleaching powder into the water, they are soluble in the cold water also. Okay, and here still it has the color of this one as milky. Why? Because of the presence of some unreacted lime that is present into that. That's why it seems to be milky. And this unreacted lime is insoluble in water. Next we have action of acid. Means whenever we are passing acids over this bleaching powder, so what will happen? So in the first reaction, first we are going to pass hydrochloric acid into the bleaching powder. Then here the product will be calcium chloride with the release of water molecule and chlorine gas. Again, in the second one, we are going to react this bleaching powder with sulfuric acid. Then it will give rise to calcium sulfate with the release of water molecule and chlorine gas. So this is the action of heat into the bleaching powder. Now we have uses of bleaching powder. The most important use of bleaching powder that it is used in the textile industry for bleaching cotton and linen. Okay, cotton and linen. Here this bleaching, it is a process in which either we are coloring any of the substance by the use of this bleaching powder. How do we do this method and what are the procedure for bleaching anything that we will discuss later on. But here you people should only know that this bleaching powder is used for bleaching cotton and linen in the textile company. Second, paper industry for bleaching wood pulp. In the paper industry, that paper we are getting, here also it is used for bleaching wood pulp. Third, laundry for bleaching washed clothes. Fourth, for making wool unshrinkable. Okay, these are the various uses of bleaching powder. Second, as chlorine liberated by it can kill the germs, it is used for disinfecting drinking water, because here in this process it also releases chlorine gas, and we know that chlorine it is used to disinfectant the water, and chlorine is used to kill the germs. That's why this chlorine also has lots of importance. Third, in many chemical industries, it is used as an oxidizing agent. This is because in the presence of insufficient acid, it gives nascent oxygen. Oxidizing agent, reducing agent, that already we have done in chapter 1. What do you mean by oxidizing agent? So here, because this one, whenever we are reacting this bleaching powder with the acid, they give us compound like calcium sulfate, calcium chloride, and hypochlorous acid. And again, whenever we are dissociating this hypochlorous acid, it will give rise to hydrochloric acid by the release of one nascent oxygen. And then this nascent oxygen, whenever we have nascent oxygen or nascent hydrogen, these are helpful for bleaching of any of the substance, and this one will help as a oxidizing agent. So because of the presence of nascent oxygen, it is used as an oxidizing agent. Okay. Next, it is used in the manufacture of chloroform. Bleaching powder is also used for the preparation of chloroform, that is CHCl3. Now we have the last salt, that is called to be as plaster of Paris. Plaster of Paris, here the formula of this one is CaSO4 dot half H2O. Okay, CaSO4, that's why here the chemical name of this one is calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Here hemi, it is for half hydrogen molecule which is present in the plaster of Paris. That's why it is called to be as calcium sulfate hemihydrate with a formula of CaSO4 dot half H2O. Okay. Now again here we will have the preparation method of this one. So here it can be prepared by the use of gypsum, where we have the formula of gypsum as calcium sulfate dot 2H2O. The difference between the gypsum and the plaster of Paris is that only that in calcium sulfate, in gypsum we have calcium sulfate with 2 water molecule, and in plaster of paris we have calcium sulfate with half water molecule. So here we can prepare this plaster of paris by heating gypsum at a temperature of 100 degrees celsius. So here 1.5 molecule of water they just evaporate, leaving behind calcium sulfate with half molecule of water. That is called to be as plaster of paris. This is a very easy and simplest method for the preparation of plaster of paris with the help of gypsum. This may also be asked, this is an important question and this will be asked, maybe this will be asked in your exam. That's why kindly please go through the preparation method of all the salt which is given, because surely one of the salt preparation of the salt will be asked in your exam. Okay, so once again I am going to tell you that to prepare plaster of paris, here we have to take gypsum with the formula calcium sulfate dot 2h2o, and on heating this one with the temperature of 100 degrees celsius, here 1.5 molecule of water it just evaporates, leaving behind calcium sulfate with half molecule of water, which is called to be as plaster of paris. Now here we have properties of plaster of paris. The first property, that is color and state, it is white powder. Again, because the color of this one is white and it is in the powdery form, it means the state of this one is solid. Second property, that reaction with water. The setting of plaster of paris, when mixed with water and left for half an hour or to 1 hour, it sets to a hard mass. This is due to the rehydration of plaster of paris to gypsum. Okay, because whenever we are adding water into the plaster of paris, it again absorb the water and it get converted into the gypsum, and we know that gypsum it is a hard mass. Okay, so it get converted into gypsum which is hard, and setting of plaster of paris takes place. Now we have uses of plaster of paris. Use first use in medicine science, it is used for setting fractured bone in right position and in making casts in dentistry. Okay, dentistry. So here we are using this one for making our bone if we have any type of fracture in our bone. So to make or to set our bones we are using this plaster of paris as a plaster. Second, in making toys, cast for statues, decorative materials, jewelries, and cosmetics. Third, in making the surface smooth, example that of wall, ceiling, etc. before paint. That also we already know. There is no need to explain this one. Fourth, uses of this one, it making decorative design on the ceiling, pillar to beautify the house or other buildings. Fifth, in making chalks for writing on the blackboard. Sixth, in laboratory for making the apparatus airtight by sealing the gaps at the stopper. Seventh, in making fireproof materials. So these are the various uses of plaster of paris. So with that we have finished this chapter, but again here we have one more topic left, that is water of crystallization. What do you mean by water of crystallization? So in the salt we have seen there are many type of salt which has some water molecules on that as a part of that. Like washing soda, formula of washing soda is Na2CO3.10H2. Again here the formula of plaster of paris, that is CaSO4 dot half H2. For gypsum we have CaSO4 2H2. It means there are many type of salt present which has water of crystallization as a part of it. That's why this molecules of water which is present into the salt as a part of this is called to be as water of crystallization. Because if we are trying to remove this water molecule from that salt, then it will lose its property also. Like if we are removing water molecule from the gypsum, it will get converted into plaster of paris. If we are going to change the number of water molecule into plaster of paris, it will get converted into gypsum. If we will remove some water molecule from washing soda, it will get converted into what? That is soda ash. Because soda ash, it is anhydrous, it do not have any of the water molecule on that. It means that if any of the salt contain the number of whatever the number of water molecule into that compound, so it is called to be as water of crystallization, which is actually the part of that salt. It do not let the compound wet. Okay, it is actually the part of this one, and as they are going to lose this water molecule or gain some other water molecule, they are going to change its property and lose its property. See, here we have few of the example, like copper sulfate dot 5H2O. Here the color of this one, because it has 5 water molecule on that, the color of this water molecule or copper sulfate is blue. But as we are heating this copper sulfate, it loses its water molecule, and here we will get copper sulfate and then 5 water molecule as a byproduct. So here it lose its color from blue and it get converted into the white color. Again, whenever we are adding 5 water molecule into the copper sulfate, anhydrous copper sulfate, it regain its color and it will get converted into blue. So it means that whenever we are going to change the number of water molecule which is actually present into the salt as water of crystallization, it will lose its property. Okay, so what do you mean by water of crystallization? So water of crystallization is the fixed number of water molecule present in one formula unit of the salt is called to be as water of crystallization. Okay, so students, with that we have finished this chapter. Once again I will give you the revision of this chapter, but if still you will be getting any doubt or you have any questions from this chapter or from the first chapter, then kindly please contact me in my WhatsApp number, or directly you can call me also. Okay, thank you so much students for hearing me.